goddamn trailer back down. Welcome back, Random TV Reviews, your girl and
your boy Stanley.
Let me tell you something real good. Why did I think tonight was, well, yesterday was the season finale?
Because like 2 weeks ago they said it was 2 more episodes, so that kind of threw us off.
One, two.
Yeah, last week and then this week. But you know, but as we started watching, we was like, I don't think this is a season finale because it's leaving too many loose ends.
If this was a season finale,
and it was really slow. And I was like, it's a setup, because you know, usually the setup to the season finale is very slow and it leaves a whole lot of loose ends, so they can finish off this bullshit with a bang.
Yeah. So major
going
shout out,
to jail for that.
Yeah, major shout out to the cast. Y'all know how we do. We gotta give y'all love and appreciation. Major shout out to y'all that come back every goddamn week.
Yes, indeed.
And if you're new to the channel, that button over there, hit subscribe.
Yeah.
If you want to get a nice little ding dong when we come
bing,
through,
bing, bing, bing. Make
sure your bell is grayed out. That means that every time we drop a new video, exclusive major key alert, boom, you'll get it. Just like that.
Like they're gonna slide right on over there.
Boom. Y'all,
tonight's episode, Mercury. I was like, what the hell? Is they talking about the planet Mercury, or are they talking about the mercury you get from the fish?
Well,
we're gonna find out what it is.
Well, we see the president. He having a little press conference or a little drilling from fake news.
Yeah.
And
they were drilling him like they've been doing Donald Trump. Drill his hind part.
And they was like, oh, well, we heard you had a heart attack. He said, no. I had a mild case of arrhythmia from
too much mercury
in the fish.
In my blood. It was in my blood because I'm eating too much fish when I was traveling. I was like, God damn, I ought to have mercury too, because we eat fish about 3-4 times a week.
So they said, well, how much mercury did you have in your system? He said, hey, the information that you got earlier is the same information I got. It was released directly from my doctors. It is what it is. Stop it. But they kept giving information that was only from the inside out.
Yep.
First lady over there like this.
Said, what about the statement that you know, you was laid across the goddamn the desk in the Oval Office and
almost dead,
almost
resuscitated.
Yeah, what about that?
He said, me? Lifeless?
Nah, not me.
I'm the picture of health.
But naked on the Oval Office, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. So then when the little press conference was over with, they went in the back and he was like, hey, get. What, did you talk to anybody? Did you talk to Judy?
Judy,
get in here.
Bring your A on in here.
I said, what you gonna do? Blame it on the black woman?
That's,
Judy came in there and was like, look, black people, we ain't no snitches. She was like, I told them.
Get stitches.
She said, I told him everything that she told me to tell him. Well, what was that? I was sitting here the whole time with the door open.
At my desk when you had the door open.
So the first lady, Caitlin, said, got her trained just like my little chihuahua, something like that.
Yeah, he said, guess who it was?
It was me.
It was me.
He said, man, stop bullshitting around.
Ain't you.
She said,
yeah, it wasn't me.
It was me. I told him everything.
I told him everything. He didn't believe it.
I said, all right.
She crazy as hell. You already know by now.
That's your wife, you married her.
Yeah.
Anytime she done ran your side piece out of town, she couldn't even get a Valentine's Day card. Point. No. So then we see Matt is over there. He fussing with Rebel because Rebel wants to be a rebel and she wants to do what she want to do because she don't believe nothing that
none of them said.
Her aunties and her mama.
Like, why in the hell they gonna lie to you about that? What they gonna gain from telling you that Eli is a freaking child molester?
Like Shelby
what benefit they gonna get from that?
Shelby said, who is you that we gonna lie to you?
Yeah, who is you? You ain't nobody like that. I mean, well,
she ended up going, and we're gonna go ahead and run through it. She ended up going. Mac was following her and got her all the way down to the woods where Eli was able to pick her up in the truck. Well, she thought that Eli and her little boyfriend, which I can't remember his name right now, was gonna be in the truck together. Eli said, He decided to stay back. He told me to come pick you up.
Now you ought to know that was bullshit. She said, okay, that bullshit.
And you Mac screaming and hollering, Rebel, get out that truck. I said, boy, if you don't go and snatch her, if you don't grab onto her legs like they did on the Color Purple.
I don't
Nothing
believe
but death.
in guys fighting girls, but that was the time that you ought to snatch her up.
No,
If
don't
you had
hit
to-
her.
No,
Snatch her.
Yeah, I mean, she would been fighting, so he would have had to try to pin her down. So he would have to
That's
fight.
acceptable.
But at least he would have saved her from getting raped. Because that's exactly what's going to happen.
It is. And so we over at the trailer park, and we see Sheriff Mobley. He over there. He got the nice little voice going on.
Yeah.
Got his David Harrington going on, talking about some. Thank you, Frankie, for what you did for Jolene over here.
Yeah.
Looks like you settling in real nice over here.
I know I know it ain't what you used to, but I appreciate it.
She said, "You flirting with me?" He said,
"Yeah."
That'll be. She said, "Well, I know your wife wouldn't appreciate that." He said,
"Shoot." Said she want me to get rid of me anyway.
Matter of fact, she might pay you.
Yeah. Said don't.
Sure, you that bad. Frankie said, "You know what? On that note, I got to go."
But she's still trying to tell them Negroes that it was a bad idea taking all this woman's stuff. But them kids don't care. Well, Shelby don't care.
Don't none of them care.
She don't care for sure. Take all this stuff.
Take my
But I wonder if that's what you have to do to them though.
Nah, you can't do it like that though.
But I mean, cause some of them won't let. I mean, think about we used to watch the show hoarders. Look at how it was so tough. They would just get stuff. So sometimes some bandages or some bruises, you got to snatch off the band-aid.
But even on those shows, you have counselors, and Jolene is not ready to be counseled yet.
Cause she's stubborn.
Cause that's what Frankie was saying. Until she's ready to be counseled, she's not ready for that stuff to be moved.
But at the same time, if you breaking county and city ordinances, they don't give no care about that bullshit.
That basically
move all that bullshit.
So that basically what Sheriff Mobley was saying.
Nah, I don't care nothing about none of that.
You know how when you're talking to somebody and they listen to you, but they listen to you, Frank was like, "That's not a good idea." And Sheriff Mobley was like,
I hear you. Go ahead and finish getting all that stuff. You guys, y'all doing a whole good job. Matter of fact, we got a guy up the street had a whole bunch of bullshit out there, and the county made them clean all that bullshit.
And I didn't call on him. But the bad thing about it is, this what pissed me off about this man up the street. He the one that got all this stuff out of his yard, and we live in the suburb, in the county part of it.
Yep.
This ain't the city. City, you can get away with some stuff. County, they will find you quick.
Yep.
You got all that bullshit up there, and ain't nobody told on you. But the minute that we drive a little fast, coming up past your house, he don't call the police.
Matter of fact, she got stopped by one of the police.
Had the police sitting in the cut, monitoring how fast we coming down the goddamn street.
Yep.
And the police told right on it, because the police stopped me. He said, "Can you slow down, please?" He said, because the man right there said, "Y'all coming down the street too fast." I said, but he the one that got all this bullshit out of his goddamn y'all.
They got him. They finally got him.
They got
cleaned
him.
him up.
I didn't do it.
Yeah,
because I felt like doing it, but I said I ain't no snitch.
Yeah.
I said, okay, when you wrong, just shut up. Deal. You ain't got no kids, so what you worried about people coming out of your house fast?
Exactly. Not now.
Not now. But Frankie goes to walk on back over there to her trailer because she was like, okay, I've had enough. And by this time, Tina had came home. Tina came home to find the bra hanging out of the van.
I was like, that's crazy. I'm like, y'all Negroes did not see that bra. First of all, M and Regina should have saw hanging out there, because she would have went home without no bra. She went home bare titties.
To her husband.
They were jingling around in your shirt. I know you felt it. So you ought to know the bra was missing, so you should have ought to call M and say, "Can you look in the van
Throw it over
see
here.
If my bra is in there? Get it out of there and freaking dispose of it."
Say, put it on the goddamn on the clothesline and just string it down to me or something.
Do something.
But no.
Nah.
So by the time Frankie gets over there, Tina's sitting on the porch, and I said, "Oh hell, she gonna pin this stuff on Frankie." She called Frankie over. She said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" She said, "I found this in some van." She said, "Oh, it ain't mine."
Yeah,
she said, "I know. I know.
It ain't hers. Her titty's too small for that bra.
Yes, it is." She said, "But have you seen anything?" And I thought Frankie was gonna give it up, but Frankie said, "Nope."
I ain't seen nothing.
So Tina said, and the bad thing about it, whoever the witch is, she got the stench of some cheap perfume.
Cheap Dollar General dollar perfume.
So then they did "If Loving You Is Wrong" on it. Well, if the perfume is cheap, shouldn't be hard to track down. Look closely.
Cause she probably out here.
I said, oh, did she do a pepper on us?
I said,
Look
wait a
closely.
minute. Wait a minute.
She said,
because we all know that freaking Tina don't like Frankie.
At all.
But you know when you got your backs against the wall and you need some answer, need some help, you will confide in your worst enemy to get some help.
That's what she did.
And that's what she did.
So then we see Tavia, she over there talking to Nelson at the trailer, and she thanking Nelson for helping putting her son to bed and all this good stuff. He was like, hey, this what brothers do. We good. You know, it's all good. Tavia said, where your wife at? What's she doing? He said, oh man, she sleep.
She like that sleep.
He said, man, she sleep more than a pregnant woman. Tavia said, who don't say that?
Don't say that.
He said, man, well, don't even start tripping. I just got back.
Yeah, she acting all strange.
He said,
he's starting to put it together. He ain't stupid.
And
he putting it together.
He said, yeah, my wife been acting strange. I know what it is. She just happy to see me. She ain't seen me in a long time. She real excited. I said,
nah, you going backwards now, player. You was going forward, but now you going backwards. Nah.
So he looks out the window. He said, well, what's going on over there? And Octavia said, hey, they over there cleaning up Jolene's trail or something they should have did a long time ago. He said, well, let's go help.
She said, I ain't gonna put my hands in that
stuff stink. He said, well, ain't you the one?
Yeah, you've been complaining about it.
He said, now be about your word.
That's true, though. We were complaining about a whole bunch of bullshit when come time to do something about it. Nah, I ain't got time for that.
Like vote.
Yeah.
Where you was at? Was you at the polls? Now you got all this complaining. Well, we won. I mean, everybody won. We're not gonna go into it.
Yeah, we gonna leave that alone.
What else happened? So they ended up going on over there, right? And Nelson gets over there doing what he doing, and you know, everybody happy to see him.
And they gave him that little teeny box.
He go over there, put the box on the back of the truck, and there's Shelby. Shelby's like, Nelson.
He said, Shelby.
She said, where your wife at? He said, my wife.
My wife, Regina?
My wife, Regina? Huh?
Said, yeah.
She at the house sleep. Why?
He said, oh, that's my girl.
Let me go over there and holler at my girl.
He was like, I was like,
what's happening here?
Like, what do they have in common and why are they talking? I don't understand. So
Shelby goes right on over there and sits at the trailer and was like, oh Lord, been over there cleaning all day. Regina said, what are you doing here?
They ain't supposed to know we talking.
They don't even know that we know each other.
Yeah.
Girl, we can't do what we used to do no more. My husband back.
I was like, what y'all used to do?
Is Regina a crackhead?
That's what I'm wondering. Y'all smoking that crack on the side?
Y'all hustling men together?
I don't know.
What? But now coming to look at it a little closer and closer and closer, Regina have crackheadish ways.
Yeah. Yeah, because crackheads go in the van and have sex with a man in a trailer park knowing everybody can see.
But usually they do it for the exchange of money. Elm ain't got no money.
He ain't got no money. He broke as a joke.
So
maybe he a crackhead too.
Maybe why he can't keep no job. I was like, oh my God. So Shelby's over there. She was like, oh girl, what is this? She said, oh, that's my perfume. I said,
oh.
I said, no, don't put that perfume on you. Don't.
Say you became a freaking target and a deer in headlights and you don't even know it.
I said, okay.
Lesson learned, don't put nobody else's cologne and perfume on.
No.
I've said no to self.
So by this time, Elm comes home and Tina's standing up in the kitchen. She was like, Elm said, what's wrong with you? She said, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. She said, give me your phone. Because his phone was going off.
Yeah, let me see your phone.
He said, what you talking about? He said, see, what we gonna do? We're not gonna do this no more. You keep on doing stuff like this and then you accuse me of stuff that I'm not doing. She said, give me the phone. So he playing around. He told me, well, give me your phone. She said, boom. So eventually, he gave her the phone right. She said, what's your password? He said, well, similar to yours.
Figure it out.
He threw it at her. He goes back in the room. I said, oh, he gonna get on the computer and delete his cloud. That's what I thought he was doing.
Yeah.
No. This dude got a burner.
Yep, he got a set. So I'm like, he is a little kind of smart player. That he ain't doing bullshit on his main phone, but
you ain't got no job.
Yeah, but she ain't got no job.
You got two phones?
Nah, see what he did.
Was one of them an Obama phone?
You know what he did though? He went down to Family Dollar.
You better give it back.
When they had them prepaid phones on sale for $9.99. Yeah, that's what he did.
When you text, you gotta hit the number 3 times.
Yep.
That's what
he did.
I said, oh my God. So he texted Regina, was like, hey, It's getting hot in here. Don't take off no more clothes because they own to us.
But she's stupid because she receiving texts on her main
real
phone.
And her husband walks in, was like,
And she on the phone. He like,
he said, come on out here and help us. I ain't going over there touching that girl. So he said, come on out here. I just got back. Let's do some bonding time outside. Do some community service. Get you some hours in. Put it on your probation card. Let them know that you did some community service like Chris Brown and you'll be all right.
Then he said, wait a minute. What you and Shelby doing talking? When y'all become friends?
We not.
We ain't not friends.
He said, I just saw her come over
she
here.
just told me. She came over and she
No,
was
she
like,
didn't.
no, she didn't. She lying. We ain't friends. He was like,
He
why
said-
would she lie? I'm like, just go ahead. All you had to
He
say.
saw her see them go.
Yeah, all you had to say was that yes, we've been talking, but we not friends.
Yeah.
You gonna deny he saw her come in the trailer. How you make him think he's stupid?
So now he really owns you now.
Yeah.
So then we see the president. He over there talking to the Secret Service guy. He's still hiding behind a tree.
Yeah, he
I'm gonna
come
start
behind
calling
it.
him the tree man. He always behind a tree. He looking over there and peeping out Annie. Oh, she ain't doing nothing. She helping her mama. She's some kind of hoarder, man.
He was like,
He said,
oh,
take her the phone. He said,
"Nah, it ain't the time, we
This ain't
can't."
the time. It's a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
There's some inmates out here, dude.
Yeah, they over there cleaning up all this booze kids, so this ain't a good time.
He said, man, you sure? Has she
Yeah.
been talking to anybody?
Said, nah,
He said, nah, just
I
the
got all
regular
phones
subject.
tapped. I'm listening to everything. I'm on her tail.
And then he said something about, all right, I'm going to send the Pelican.
Or
What?
set up a pelican.
What's that?
Now, see,
find out this
I didn't pay attention when we was in government and social studies.
Neither.
Cause I thought it was all bullshit, because it didn't
It
make
is.
sense to me. But the first thing I thought about, they talked about the pelican brief.
Oh,
Moment
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know that's what he meant,
He could
but
be.
we'll find out.
So then we see Dr. Allen and Brody over at the house. Dr. Allen said, Brody, hey, JB comes over here every night,
Every
sometimes
night.
during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, this is the thing. When somebody dealing with memory issues, you don't even know when to believe, when not to believe.
Yeah, so you ask
Brody
him, ask him common sense questions.
Brody said, Daddy, how old is you?
He said,
22.
And said it with a straight face.
Brody was like, whatever. So then we see Dax. Dax is a sociopath, but now we learn that Victor is too.
Yeah, both of them knuckles is crazy.
Dax comes and pulls up a seat and sat down. So, you slept with him. And you called him? You called him. Okay, that's what you're gonna do to me?
Yeah.
Victor said, I sure did. I slept with him. I called him. And guess what? It was good.
The sex was good.
Way better than yours.
Ever better than yours.
And that body?
Woo!
Wee!
And he bisexual too.
And he brought some girls over. And we got a little thing going on. It got hot in there. And he said, man, the moment you mess with my family, you messed up, dog. Dax said, we is family, man. He said, nah, bro.
He said, I never loved you.
Never. I didn't do nothing but use you like I did all them other Johns. I said,
Say, enemy, you gonna treat me like y'all the motherfuckers on high enemy?
he said, I ain't never loved you. He said, you want to see me perform? I love you.
Say, you
I
see,
love you so much, I can't live without you. He said,
you see how
you
I
like
miss
that?
that? Yeah. I said, oh, I got you, dog.
Dax snapped.
Bah! Grabbed him, punching him. Poof. You couldn't do nothing but fight after that because you couldn't even say nothing.
Madeline runs downstairs. She was like, Brody. Brody goes upstairs and picked him up just like a little Ken doll.
Yep, picked him right
He
up.
was like this, he said. And we see Victor over there bleeding out.
Dr. Allen said, I can't help him this
He
time.
said no pro bono because I did it for free last
I
time.
can't help you this time.
You on your own. You re-injure yourself. Brody said, hey, you need to worry about this. Dax, I'm not worried about it. He said, if he dies, this is murder.
Murder.
You need to worry
That's
about
right.
this.
You going to jail.
I said, So
Yep.
we don't know what the heck's gonna happen with old Victor. I said, no,
Yeah.
he done re-injured himself and he bleeding out. So then we go back to the trailer park and all of a sudden, see, we've been concerned about, let me go back.
Yeah.
My 392-pound life, I ain't heard her say a peep this whole freaking episode. And I said, she ain't in there carrying on. causing a whole bunch of pain.
I thought I would hear the cussing and fussing and scrapping and
I ain't
spitting.
heard nothing.
Nah.
But I thought that she was gonna be the one having a mental breakdown. But it was Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
Shelby done found an old dress that she used to have, and she went in the pocket and pulled out a coin. And she was like, "It's my dress. It's mine. It's mine. Give it here. Give it here." And Rick was like,
"What the hell?" Like,
because Rick came over earlier. He came to get Shelby, but Bonnie snatched the check.
He said, I got paid. I got a check.
Bonnie said, "Give me that goddamn check. And when you finish helping clean up, I give back to you." So he's stuck out there helping. And he was like, "What's wrong with her?" And she just goes off and she runs in the trailer. Because I said, "Oh hell, was that the dress she used to get raped in? Was that a coin that her daddy used to give her to bribe her?"
Yeah.
Because you know they always got a tactic.
Yeah.
And so she runs in the trailer, and she was like, "I need some answers, and I need it now. Why did you do this to me?" And the mama sitting there like, "I ain't telling you nothing till you give me my money."
I said, "Oh hell."
I said, "We back on this again."
That little $40.
$40.
Your daughter got raped by her daddy, and you worried about and had kids. And you worried about $40.
She said, "I ain't got nothing for you, girl. I ain't got nothing for you, Shelby." Shelby said, "Oh, so you ain't got nothing for me? Get up. Get up. Get up so I can beat your way.
And matter of fact, I hate you."
She said, "I hate you."
She said, "That makes two of us." I said, "Man."
And then she said, "Annie." And okay, I said, so she can't manipulate Bonnie in this moment, so she goes to the other sister that she thinks she can manipulate. And Annie said,
I ain't help you.
I ain't got nothing for you either."
Shelby said, "I know what I'm gonna do for you." She said, "I'm gonna throw all this shit away." She said, "No, don't do it. Don't do it."
Took a fan.
Yeah, took her fan, took all her clothes, everything. Just throwing it out there.
And the mama said it was I thought she could ready to play
Because at first Bonnie was gonna try to stop her, but when the mama started talking all that and said, when the mama said, "All three of y'all bees are trifling," so she started disrespecting them.
So Bonnie
was like, "Whatever." So even them trying to confront you to get some answers for the bullshit you did, then you still gonna throw slurs and still be trying to hurt them.
Don't that sound
Throw all that skit away. Matter of fact, take the whole trailer from underneath of them.
Get a tow truck and just pull the trailer down the street.
Yup.
Hey,
you mama on Police Academy when what you call it, went inside the porta potty and they put the goddamn crane and they took and lifted the goddamn porta potty up. He's out there butterball naked. Do that to the trailer. Hook her up on the four corner, get a crane, and pick that son B up. She gonna be sitting up outside. I still love you though. I can see her now. What the hell y'all doing with my trailer? Look, put my trailer back there.
Look, she would have a gun shoot through the floor.
Boom! Put my goddamn trailer back there. I can't take it. She gonna go off, boy. She gonna go off. She gonna go off. And I believe Sherman Mobley would make it happen too.
He gonna be like,
"I'm gonna take your whole goddamn trail
and lift it in the air. Go ahead,
lift it in the air. Go ahead, lift it up. Go ahead, take it on up, boys." I ain't got time.
I ain't got time. So Shelby got a little too close. You know how they say in the zoo, don't put your arms through the cage. Don't put your head through the glass. She put her hand through the cage. And mama grabbed her.
Snatched her right up. You got a little too close. You got too close. That's why I was like, why you getting so close?
And it went off. Next time I'm too close though. I was like, no.
And why did this clip, it showed that's the same way Jolene snatched her up by her hair, got doing Tina snatched up Shelby by her hair, and we already know why.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
And we have to save our surprise for next week. So I'm like, I'm kind of glad though, but
yeah,
I was like, okay, but it was alright. It was a good leader up until
yeah.
I think next week gonna be off the chain, but it's gonna piss us all off.
Yeah.
So like Mike B said, if you got a drink, feel free.
Yeah,
I
you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. All right, straight from the VA.
Got a dirty, dirty self.
2 up, 2 down. Holla.